I just want to introduce a question to you to think about during the session and beyond. Instead of worrying about students writing with AI, what if we train students to write for AI? How would that change education? My background is rhetoric, so I think back to ancient Greece and Rome, and where we shaped the world with words by making speeches in the forum, at the court, and in our homes. To become world builders and culture shapers, we taught students to make speeches. With the advent of the printing press, we taught students not just to read, we taught them to write. That's why we teach essays. When the web came around, we taught them to make websites. Now with the advent of AI, what if we taught students to not be just users of AI, but builders? So today, I just want to make a small proposal here and show you how building structured AI prompts can lay a foundation for creating effective AI knowledge bases that can build better AIs, a crucial skill for students in an AI-driven world, but also an important way that students can actually achieve some of our learning objectives. And one of the key things to understand with AI that helps us approach it in this way is the way that it actually deals with knowledge and deals with prompts, deals with its data set, is through what's called vectors. And you may have heard this word going around. It can get super complex. But essentially what AI does is it takes information, it could be words, images, other kinds of data, and puts it in numerical formats into what's called vectors so that it can more easily identify patterns, insights, and generate connections, especially at a scale that our human brain can't necessarily attain. And that's why it's actually able to produce text, is because it's analyzing language in that way. And so when it comes to giving it instructions, either whether that's prompts or a knowledge base or a document, structuring it in chunks makes it easier to process and retrieve that information, making it more digestible. So it improves the efficiency, helps it make connections better, and helps you scale whatever it is that you're trying to achieve with the AI. So just as a quick example, this would be the difference between an unstructured prompt and a structured prompt. Actually, the one on the left is structured, you just can't see it. But which of these would you rather deal with if you were reading instructions? The one on the left or the one on the right? I think clearly it would be the one on the right. I could figure out what the one on the left is saying. I could organize it, I could tag it. It would take me some time. I might miss some things because it's unorganized. It's the same way with AI. If you want to improve the way that AI understands your knowledge, the best approach is to organize and categorize that information, which requires subject matter and expertise. And so what you can do is take this idea from prompts and expand it to how we understand knowledge bases. For example, a very simple form of that in Boodle is that you can upload documents or a number of documents to serve as an alternative database. And this is a way of enhancing the capabilities beyond the default training of the AI model. This could be a prompt. It could be a full document. It could be an entire database. But by uploading this content, we're giving it new knowledge to work with that's more targeted and more tailored to specific needs. And this works along with the new technology you might have heard this work going around called RAG. And this basically is just how AI deals with this knowledge. Instead of sending the entire database to the model or the entire document, it actually searches through that for the most relevant information. So it looks at the user query and then looks through the information, finds what it thinks is the most relevant, adds that to the prompt, and then sends the prompt to the model. And it creates a better output. And this is the slide about the new model. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I saw this, and you can notice here, they say that it's thinking, right? Then underneath that, it says chunk reviewed. Now, I haven't looked into this too much, but I would say what it's doing, it's not thinking, it's querying specific chunks of information that it's working through before giving the output. So to kind of help you think about this more, imagine a traditional library where books are placed on shelves in a specific order. Each book has a unique place by genre, author, title. In order to find those books, at least in the old days, the catalog system where you'd go up and you'd find the card, but you could search by author, you could search by title, subject, keywords. And now we have more sophisticated systems digitally, but it works because we've organized the library under a particular system. The problem is a lot of our content and many of our prompts look more like this library and not the other one. What I propose is like teaching students how to structure and manage this knowledge, teaches them the subject matter, but also helps them build better, more ethical AI. One of the reasons we get hallucinations and biases is because our library is essentially disorganized. So just to give you a quick demo of one of the things that I did a couple weeks ago in my class, this was the first time I've actually started the class teaching structure. So I asked students to go out and find a piece of professional writing and see if they could break up that piece of writing into different parts and identify what that structure is. So for example, this is one of them that we found. It's a LinkedIn post and that got a lot of likes. So if I wanted to recreate this LinkedIn post, what would be the different parts? So let me show you how that changes the AI outputs and then how that might get us thinking about knowledge bases. So I could just ask AI to write a social media post that lists the top 5 AI tools for people with ADHD. And you'll notice it actually does a decent job. It doesn't go into in-depth. It's not anything exciting. You see the structure there because AI does understand the structure of social media posts because it's seen a lot of them. But what if I added a template of the structure of the post that I just showed you? And so now it's a much better post that I would argue. But let's say we want to make it even better. Those tools, I've never used those tools. I don't know if those are any good. So I'm going to give it the 5 tools that I've been using along with the structure in the prompt. And you can see at the bottom there, I've actually added descriptions of 5 different tools. And so now it's given the 5 different tools that I've specifically written about. So now imagine if I could expand this even more into a document. I could have students go out and examine different prompts or different tools and add more descriptions, add reviews, add starter guides, tutorials, tips, and it becomes a much broader knowledge base for the AI. Upload it as a document, for example, or it could even be an entire database. So just imagine then in other classes what you could do with this. Instead of having students write a paper about a novel, a Bronte novel, have them go out and find a literary theme and write a structured data about that literary theme with details from the novel that you can collect from the students and add to a model. And you've created a Bronte AI that's much better than regular ChatGPT. Or instead of having students writing about meals that experiences they've had at Wilmington, have them write reviews of restaurants that they really like and create an AI that gives tailored recommendations based on actual students' knowledge. Or instead of writing a paper about a historical event, have students analyze the cause and effect of different events, put that into a document and create an AI for that. So really teaching students to create structured prompts, knowledge, not only enhances their understanding of the subject matter, but also equips them with shaping knowledge for the future. So why don't we think about making students builders and not just users of AI? Thank you.